Alright, what is going on, guys? So today I'm doing the One Piece starter profile tag thing that's been going around, whatever you want to call it. Like I said yesterday, this is what I was going to be doing, so here I am. I am doing it. I'm pretty excited by it. As I should probably mention first, I was tagged by Film Phoenix. I was actually extremely surprised that I would be tagged not just at all in this, but by someone that I didn't even know. So I very much do appreciate that, Film Phoenix. I actually have been checking out your videos. I do like them, so I will leave a link in the description to your channel. Make sure you guys do check this guy out. He's got some nice videos, and he tagged me, so you know what? Go and subscribe to him. I was really honored. I didn't expect to get tagged by anyone, and I was like, oh, wow. I must be a decent-sized channel now that people actually think about tagging me when they're doing these types of videos. So that was really cool. I did enjoy that. So, with that being said, all right, let's just get straight into this. If you guys don't know what it is, you probably do. It's a thing that's been going around YouTube. All the big One Piece YouTubers have been doing this. Pretty much the premise is you get dropped into the One Piece world, is my understanding. I think maybe you could have been born into it. Not 100% sure on that, but I think you get dropped into it. I think that's how Tekking explained it. So you just kind of come up with this profile for yourself, what kind of character you would be in the One Piece world. And while mine isn't extremely creative or anything, it is definitely the way I think I would have the most fun. The only thing is that I will not be pursuing the title of Pirate King, which is probably what I would ideally like to do, but since I'm being dropped into the One Piece world, I'm assuming that Luffy is a part of this world, and I don't think there's anything I could ever do to stop that man. So I would not even attempt to go after the title of Pirate King. Maybe that sounds lame, but you know what? Fuck that. I have a feeling that Luffy is going to obtain that title quite decisively, so I'm not even going to go for that. So, the things we're going to be going over here, okay, it's what kind of person would you like to be, what faction would you belong to, either the pirates, the marines, or the revolutionaries. You probably could stretch that a little bit more with some weird ones, but no, I think those are the three basic ones. What kind of devil fruit would you have? I believe that you can make up your own devil fruit. I don't even know why you would want to use one that's been seen in the series, because how does that even work then? So I did come up with my own. I did do that. What kind of hockey are you going to specialize in, and what kind of weapon will you be using? So I have all of those answers prepared for you guys. I'm really excited. I think this is a really cool idea that has been going around, and yeah, let's just get straight into this shit. So, what kind of faction would I belong to? Which faction? I would be a pirate. I bet that is what 99% of people are saying, but I would be a pirate and not going for the title of Pirate King, like I said. As much as this probably is not going to surprise too many people and not really sound that creative, I would pretty much try to completely follow in Dofi's footsteps. One of the reasons that he is my favorite character is because of the awesome ambition he had. I like that he was the king of the underworld. I thought that was super cool. He had the cool title of Joker. I mean, we get to see all these underground badasses in Whole Cake Island, and he's just supposed to be the king of them. He's just the king of the underworld. Everyone knows this. I think that was pretty badass. My mission, my sole ambition in this profile would be to become the most wealthy man in the One Piece world. Now, maybe that would also be stopped by Luffy, because perhaps just the One Piece in general would give him enough power to become the most wealthy. Or I guess it could be just so much fucking cash that I don't stand a chance. But I don't think anyone in their right mind thinks that's what the One Piece is. So yeah, maybe it would just give him so much power that he'd be able to beat me. But I would like to think that's not the case, and that I could, via the underground trade system and whatnot, and just rising through the ranks, I would be able to become the richest man. That would be my goal in the One Piece world. I would probably, again, just like Dofi, attempt to become a warlord. Maybe at some point I'd try to become a Yonko, I guess, but I don't really see the benefits to that, at least from a businessman's perspective. Being a warlord is obviously really insane, especially considering the things that we got to see Dofi do, and even some of the other warlords. So I think that that would be the place for me. I've always thought the warlords are just a badass position in the first place, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, just to summarize, I would be a pirate, hopefully become a warlord with the ambition of becoming the king of the underworld and eventually the most wealthy man in One Piece. That is what my situation would be. And then, so we move on to what would my devil fruit be? The one that I came up with. I really like this one, okay, because I think it would make for a lot of cool battles, a lot of really dramatic fights. I'm calling it the Solo no Mi. Meaning that, okay, so once you eat this fruit, this is a paramecia type devil fruit. Anytime you get into combat, this devil fruit, it starts some kind of counter, counting how many people you are doing battle against, like yourself versus, let's say, 3 people or something, right? So if you're just facing one person, this devil fruit has no effect. The only thing it does is let you not swim. You can't swim, obviously, just like any other devil fruits. So nothing happens if you're facing off against just one person. But let's say you're facing off against 3 people, okay? That means that for each additional person after the first, your overall just combat abilities, like your stats, I guess you could say, are increased by 50%. So if I'm facing off against 3 people, I am at 200% of my normal power levels. And now, it sounds kind of like, all right, well, you probably still have an advantage then if you go 3 against 1, because it'd be like 2 people against 3. But that might not always be the case. Consider that I'm going to probably be a very powerful man. I'm trying to be a warlord, so I would hope that I've been able to like develop my hockey and whatnot and just combat skills in general. And so I'm probably going to be pretty tough. So if I'm soloing someone, it's probably going to be a really good battle, right? Like if I'm soloing some super powerful guy, maybe another warlord level type of person, maybe in the late game like an admiral level type of person, that would be ideal. I'd like to be around that kind of power level. So it's just a solo, 1v1, that's normal. But then let's say that they try and get another person. Now, if I'm going against an admiral, hopefully they don't pull in another admiral, because while I will get a 50% boost, which would be pretty huge, I'm probably still going to lose. I would sure fucking imagine so. Otherwise, maybe I will just become the Pirate King if I can solo 2 admirals. But, I mean, if they bring in anyone that's not at that level, I'm probably going to be gaining the advantage here. If I'm facing off against, like, Aokiji or something, all right, and he brings in some Vice Admiral, okay, in a battle like that, the Vice Admiral has no effect. Like, he absolutely does not do anything for the fight, and I am increasing in power level by 50%. So this would be a massive advantage, and I don't even really think it would come into play in most fights unless, I guess, people just didn't know about this ability, which could be the case, but if I am becoming a renowned criminal and a warlord potentially, I'm sure the world government would at least know, and if that's the case, then the whole world would probably know. So I can't imagine many people would even just go for the situation unless, again, it is like 2 admirals trying to take me out. But yeah, the main reason I would want this to happen, why I want this devil fruit, despite I thinking it's not going to do anything, because I don't think anyone would ever try to go up with extra people against me, I want to have 1v1 battles. I don't want anyone teaming up against me. It's not like I just don't want to deal with that. I just think it's really cool when you have a 1v1 battle. I think that those are the best ones. I mean, think of like Luffy versus Katakuri. The thing is, what makes it so awesome is that as soon as it didn't become a 1v1, Katakuri went into full man mode and just evened the playing field immediately and got everyone the hell out of there. Luffy and Katakuri used their Conqueror's Haki, so everyone who doesn't matter can just be removed from the fight. That is what made that battle so awesome. Just 1v1s in general are so much more exciting, and I would want all of mine to be that way. And if they're not, well, fuck, you better have brought some monster with you, because I'm going to get a massive power-up. So I think that is a really cool devil fruit. That is the one that I would like to have. Maybe, you might think it doesn't really make any sense. Like, how does a devil fruit really determine, like, whether or not you are facing this many people or whatnot? But, okay, no. Like, these devil fruits have been able to do so many things. I mean, just even think of Kinemon's fruit. Like, he can just create any disguise. How do you really gauge, like, what is a disguise and whatnot? And I guess it technically doesn't have to be a disguise, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, these devil fruits are magical. They can determine these kind of things. So I think it is completely reasonable, and I think it would be an awesome devil fruit to have. I would very much enjoy it. So then, moving on to what kind of hockey would I specialize in? I would imagine I've seen like 3 different starters up until now, and every single one of them have taken Conqueror's Haki. I can't really blame them, because that is like pretty cool to specialize in. But I'm not going to take that, for one thing, because I don't want to be like everyone else. And also, I think that especially with this devil fruit I have, having observation Haki would be super cool, because I think, really, I mean, unless we see something new from Conqueror's Haki, I have actually seen, or I've made a claim or a theory on how I think Conqueror's Haki could actually be useful in a 1v1 situation against someone of like equal power levels. But at this point, there is really not too much evidence of that. So I would say, if I am going to be soloing people around my level, Conqueror's Haki is probably not going to be that useful for me. So then I have to pick between armament and observation. And not just do I absolutely love Katakuri, But I just think in general, just being like a master of observation hockey is so much cooler. Armament is really awesome. I like that you kind of have an ultimate defense in a way if you are powerful enough. Like, no one can really damage you if your armament hockey is just off the charts. But, I mean, you could also just not get hit by having insane observation hockey. I'd like to imagine I have future sight if I am, like, Admiral level and I'm specializing in observation hockey. I've just always thought that it's super cool. Like, back when I was a kid watching Naruto, when I learned that the Sharingan gives you the ability to, like, see your opponent's attacks in the future. Observation hockey pretty much does the same thing. And some, of course. You don't have to actually be looking at them. They could be coming from behind you with your eyes closed, and you'll be able to feel that. I think that's really cool, too. Obviously, I think Conqueror's hockey is the coolest, but I don't want to take that one. I don't even think it would be that useful for me, so I am going to lock in observation hockey. Maybe we'll learn some even more cool things about armament, but at this point, with the potential of me being able to learn future sight, I think I'm definitely going to take observation hockey in this. So then, moving on to the final part, and honestly, kind of the least exciting. I wish this kind of would have been like the first thing, but whatever. What weapon would I be using in this profile? I would be using a European longsword, or just a longsword. I actually looked up a lot of different types of swords, because one thing, I'm using a sword. Okay, I've always really liked swords. I think they're very cool, and I looked like I've always had an idea of what kind of sword I would want to wield or whatnot. I just didn't really know the name of them. And I guess really it's a longsword, you know? I mean, I could have guessed that. I didn't even know that was really a real classification of sword, but yeah, that's a real thing. A longsword, European longsword. It's pretty much exactly what you expect. I mean, if you've played RuneScape, you should have a very good idea of what a longsword is. It's pretty much just like a straight sword, obviously pretty fucking long. I think it's slightly longer than a katana. I did debate a katana, by the way, but for one thing, I'm already enough of a weeb. I don't want to go even more down that road. And I just, I think about, Rayleigh, and I'm like, you know what? I want a longsword or a claymore or something, because that's what he's got. There's no curve. That thing's either a claymore or a longsword. I want something like that. I think it's just super badass, and I think it's it's like the epitome of a solo weapon, right? Like, it's the most standard thing. I'd use two hands on this bitch. I will not be dual wielding. Not just do I think dual wielding is kind of unrealistic, at least in terms of giving you an advantage, but I think just being able to dual wield a decently sized sword, yeah, it's technically a two hand, but if we're in the One Piece world, I could probably punch a hole through a mountain or something. So these things are pretty much weightless. So I think that being able to just have two hands on a sword is pretty much the ultimate, I might not be able to damage you super fast or something, but you're never going to hurt me. My defense is unstoppable, and I totally like the idea of that. So I will be taking the longsword. I think that it would be awesome. And that pretty much wraps up this character profile, character starter pack, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I really did enjoy coming with all this stuff. I was doing all this research on different things. I was thinking for a while, what would I want to do in the One Piece world? Obviously I'd want to become Pirate King, but if Luffy's in this world, then I just do not see that happening. I thought about my Devil Fruit a long time. I was thinking something kind of close to Aruge's originally. I thought that the Solo no Mi might be too similar to that, but I don't really think it is. I mean, he takes damage. Mine is not based on damage at all. Technically, I could be taking more damage because there's multiple opponents, but that's just a coincidence, really. So I like the idea of my fruit a lot. I would absolutely love to have observation hockey. I think that would be really cool. I think it would be really dramatic a lot of the time. It'd be a very defensive battle on both sides. And then, of course, the longsword, like I was just saying, I have to take the longsword. It's it's the most vanilla sword, you could say, I guess. I think it'd be amazing for defense and offer me some pretty good options on offense as well. So that is the end of my starter profile tag. And I guess I gotta tag some people too. Once again, I do thank Film Phoenix for tagging me. I appreciate that very much. Make sure you check the description, guys, to go to his channel, see if you like his videos, if you do subscribe to him. And then I'm going to tag 4 people. I have 4 people that I wanted to tag. First, I have Flying Panda TV. Make sure you check him out. And, dude, you better do this. I checked your channel. You have not done this yet, and I was actually really surprised about that. So do the starter tag. I want to see what you have to say. Then I have the Anime Dude. I've only met him one time, and it was a fantastic time. I was on the Rant Cafe with Nux Taku and Anime Uproar, and we had a great time. We were discussing, I think, was it My Hero characters? No, it was the one before that. I don't remember exact. Oh, it was Shonen Tournament Arcs Tournament. That's what we were discussing. It was super fun. The guy's really cool. We've been talking on Twitter and whatnot a lot. Make sure you go check him out, and also make sure you do this video. And then next I have Ganon. You guys have to know who Ganon is by now. I have mentioned him multiple times on this channel, so make sure that you go check him out. He already told me, like, he knew I was going to tag him, so he has this video under production, so that I can confirm he's going to be doing. And last, I have Shadow of Torres. I don't even think he's going to watch this video, but, you know, make sure you look him up and maybe spam some of his comment sections saying that I tagged him so that he knows and he can make this video. He's a pretty cool guy. He's a voice actor. He has some cool videos on voice acting. I've known him for a long time. Pretty much, he was there the time I started my Discord for the first time, which was a pretty long time ago when I had a lot of subscribers, so he's been subscribed to me for a while, and we're good buddies. So make sure you do go check him out. That's all 4 of them. That is my whole video. I hope you guys did enjoy. I think I'm going to be making a review on the new 7 Deadly Sins chapter tomorrow, so do get excited for that. I'm pretty excited for it. I just got caught up with 7 Deadly Sins, like, maybe a week. No, it has to be a week now because, yeah, I waited for that new chapter and it didn't come out, and now there is finally a new chapter. So it's like a little over a week ago I caught up. Amazing series. If you guys have not seen 7 Deadly Sins yet, make sure you do check it out. It's amazing. It really is. I would say that it is possibly like half as good as Attack on Titan, which I think is the second best series of all time, behind One Piece, of course. So yeah, definitely do check out 7 Deadly Sins. I do recommend that. And then you can watch my reviews, right? Because I think I'm going to be doing like weekly reviews for 7 Deadly Sins. So yep, make sure you guys do check that out. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an excellent day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.